Hi everyone, good morning. This is Mrs. Teresa, 1999. I am making this video to try to say thank you to all those who have subscribed to my channel. I appreciate your watching. This video, I think I will talk about what it's like to be legally blind. I was born with a condition that caused my eyes to not develop completely. So I never had the ability to see further than close up. The condition I have also has sub-conditions that go along with it that can also worsen over time and create more problems. Well, I've had pretty much all of them. When I was young, I could see well enough to do just about anything. I could ride a bike and things like that, but as I got older, especially in the last 10 years, my vision has got extremely worse. I haven't been able to do a lot of things that I used to like to do. I don't give up. I keep trying, always keep trying, but I'm adapting to less vision. There is a slight hope that if I have a surgery for artificial corneal transplant, I will possibly be able to see like I did 10 years ago, but there's a very high risk that it may not work. So they're waiting until it gets to the point where the cornea becomes so dense that I really can't see anything enough to function with it. So basically I wouldn't be risking what little vision I have if in case the surgery didn't succeed. It's also very complicated, and if you're interested to know details, you can ask me questions. I never know exactly what to say when I'm talking on here, so I kind of stammer a lot. Hopefully that over time I will feel more comfortable and won't need to do that any longer, so bear with me. Things that can happen when you're disabled, like with vision or anything cognitive like autism, it gives opportunity to people to take advantage of you in one way or another. I don't base my life on fear because of this possibility, but kind of enrages me when it happens. And more so to my children who are also legally blind, and my youngest son who is also, as well as legally blind, he is autistic. High functioning, but autistic. So he doesn't catch a lot of things that even I might catch. His sight is slightly better than mine because he's young and he hasn't had as much issues as I have, but because of his autism, he doesn't always have the thinking skills to say, to confirm things that they are the way he wants them to be. Well, this is what happened yesterday. He's going to a community college here in the Finger Lakes. It's called FLCC. And someone suggested to him that it would be a good idea to have like a small amount on a meal plan there, so he didn't have to worry about, having cash on hand to have a snack or a drink or something. Well, he kind of mentioned it to me, but he didn't explain it to me, and that's also part of the autism, where it's hard for him to convey thoughts, and he just automatically thinks you understand. So yesterday he requested to have $100 put onto a meal plan. Well, they just gave him a form to fill out, and he filled it out. But since he was young, in elementary school, they taught him printing and writing in a way that his numbers are supposed to be like fancy. So they have that little tail at the end and the little thing at the top. So sometimes people mistake it for a 7. And the person that was processing his request had him sign the form that he filled out. And when they processed it into a computer, they translated the 1 into a 7. So instead of placing $100 of his financial aid onto his meal plan, they put $700. I was very upset last night. But I'm going today to try to talk to counselors in the school and different people, and if I have to, I'll go as far as the dean of the school, or even the newspaper, or a local TV news channel. Whatever I may have to do, because I'm a determined person, and I don't give up easily. The person that reprocessed his request did not bother to confirm verbally with him that it was a 7 or a 1. They just assumed, and they placed it into the system. And Joshua, with his autism, just assumed they read it right and went about his business. And when he went to use his card to get a drink or snack, he realized the balance on it said 690 something. So that's when he realized the mistake. And I truly believe it was their mistake, and they should fix it. But according to the contract, it's non-refundable. So give me your thoughts. Any suggestions that I could take of action, and possibly we'll get this rectified. But the number one thing I've been doing, and my husband's encouraged me to do so, is that we should always pray first and consider things, which I really appreciate from that. But that's what's going on right now. And there's a couple other issues. Transportation is an issue because I can't drive. My husband works in the evenings, so he can't help out that way. But getting to school for him is not a problem as much because of the bus system. But the RTS out of Ontario County here in New York only runs the route that he would need to get home until 4:40 p.m. And the classes that he's required to take and he needs to take go until after 5 or close to 5. So there is, I believe one of them that won't start for another 5 weeks it ends at like 5:30 or 5:20 or something like that. And I have called RTS several times, and they called me back at one point and confirmed there was nothing they could do for us. They won't allow him to use a Dial-A-Ride because we live on a bus route. You have to be outside of a half mile of a bus route for you to be able to use a Dial-A-Ride. So the fact of him being disabled and the bus not running late enough does not matter to them at all. It doesn't. I mean, I know he's not the only one this affects, but most people have a vehicle or a family who has a vehicle who can drive them. And the only other option is a cab. And we've tried asking carpooling with other students and stuff, and we've gotten no responses. And that's probably just because they've been busy with beginning school and everything. But a cab would cost $35 one way, which we can't afford. So offer as many suggestions as you possibly can. It's just something to think about, because there are a lot of situations people don't realize that people with handicaps have to deal with that they don't. And they take for granted the abilities they have because they don't have those disadvantages. And unfortunately, there are people who do take advantage of people who have these disadvantages. I hope that's not what this case was, but if it was, then I'm just dumbfounded, and I'll do whatever it takes to make sure everybody knows. Thanks for listening.